you're probably doing this wrong, and there's a real chance you've been smelling worse than you should for years, without even realizing it. Because there's something almost no one explained to you about deodorant. They told you sweat was the problem, but that is false. Sweat has practically no odor. So think about this. If sweat doesn't smell, what are you trying to eliminate every morning? Because right now, while you watch this video, billions of microorganisms are living on your skin, and some of them are the true culprits behind body odor. But here comes the disturbing part. Most people use deodorant at the least effective time of day. Yes, the least effective time. And if you do it too, you might have been wasting a huge part of its effect for years. But that's not even the strangest part. The strangest thing is that a multi-billion-dollar industry was born to solve a problem that, for most of human history, wasn't even considered a problem. And when you discover how it all started, you'll understand why millions of people keep using these products the wrong way. And here is where everything changes. Because for years they made you believe that sweat was the enemy. But sweat has practically no odor. In fact, when it leaves your body, it is almost completely odorless. So, where does that smell you try to eliminate every day actually come from? The answer is quite unpleasant. From bacteria. Billions of bacteria are living on your skin right now. You can't see them. You can't feel them. But they are there. And when sweat appears, some of those bacteria begin to feed on certain substances present on your skin. That is exactly when they produce the chemical compounds that generate body odor. In other words, you don't smell because of sweat. You smell because of what the bacteria do with it. And here comes the most disturbing part. Two people can sweat the exact same amount. One might barely smell, while the other generates an intense odor. Why? Because every single person has a different combination of bacteria living on their skin. It's like a microscopic fingerprint, unique, invisible, and completely different for every individual. But wait, because this gets even stranger. For thousands of years, humans lived with this problem, without doing practically anything. There were no deodorants, no aerosols, no modern perfumes, and yet, most people didn't even consider body odor a major issue. So, how did a multi-billion-dollar industry convince the entire world that it needed a product almost no one used before? The answer changed the history of deodorant forever. And it began with a campaign so brilliant. It is still studied today by marketing experts all over the planet. And here is where the story of deodorant stops being about hygiene and becomes a story of psychology. Because at the beginning of the 20th century, something unexpected happened. Corporations had a massive problem. They had created products to fight body odor, but almost no one was buying them. Why? Because most people didn't think they had a problem. And if there is no problem, there is no sale. Then, one of the most brilliant advertising campaigns in history appeared. Inceptor of selling a product. They sold an insecurity. The advertisements began spreading a disturbing idea. What if the people around you notice your body odor before you do? What if you are losing opportunities without even realizing it? What if people avoid getting close to you and never tell you why? Suddenly, millions of people started worrying about something they barely considered before. Fear did the rest. Sales exploded, and a multi-billion-dollar industry was born. But here is the most incredible part. That strategy worked so well that more than 100 years later, we still think exactly the same way. Most people use deodorant because they fear something they can't even verify themselves. Because no one can constantly smell themselves with precision. We depend entirely on the reaction of others. And that makes body odor one of the most powerful insecurities ever weaponized by marketing. But wait, because there is still something almost no one knows. Most people believe that all deodorants do the exact same thing, that changing brands only changes the perfume. And that is completely false, because there is a massive difference between two products that millions of people confuse every single day. A difference so important, it could explain why some believe their deodorant no longer works. And when you discover what it is, you'll understand why you've been buying products for years without really knowing what they are doing to your body. And here is where most people discover they have been buying something without really understanding how it works. Because even if they look exactly the same, a deodorant and an antiperspirant are not the same thing. They don't even do the same job. And this confusion has existed for decades. Deodorant has a simple mission: to fight the odor, nothing else. It doesn't try to stop sweat. It doesn't block your glands. It simply uses antibacterial ingredients and fragrances to reduce the odor produced by bacteria. But antiperspirant plays in a completely different league. Its goal is not to eliminate odor. Its goal is to reduce sweat before it even appears. How does it do it? Here comes the surprising part. It uses special compounds that form a temporary barrier inside your sweat ducts. As a result, less sweat reaches the surface of your skin. Less sweat, less food for the bacteria, less odor. That's why some people feel that one product works vastly better than another, because in reality, they are using two completely different technologies. And here lies one of the biggest mistakes of all. Many people buy a deodorant, expecting to stop sweating, and then they think the product doesn't work. Others buy an antiperspirant, expecting only a better smell, without knowing its primary function is completely different. But wait, because now comes something even stranger. Most people use even the best products at the least effective moment possible. And that means they might be losing most of its power before it even has time to act. The unbelievable part is that this mistake is repeated every single day, right after the shower, before leaving the house, exactly when almost everyone thinks they are doing it right. And when you discover the ideal time to apply it, you'll understand why some people seem to stay fresh all day, while others feel their deodorant stops working after just a few hours. And now, we reach the part that can completely change the way you use your deodorant. Because after learning about the bacteria, the history of the industry, and the difference between deodorant and antiperspirant, one question remains. Why do some seem to work all day, while others vanish in just a few hours? The answer lies in a mistake that millions of people make every single morning, right after showering. Most people wait until the very last moment to apply the product. They shower, they get dressed, they get ready, and right before leaving the house, they use the deodorant. It seems logical, but for many antiperspirants, that is not the ideal time, because they work best when they have time to activate on completely dry skin. That's why many people are shocked to find out that specialists usually recommend applying them at night, while you sleep, while you sweat less, while the ingredients have hours to work properly. And here is the irony. For years, we thought deodorant worked like a cologne. You apply it, you leave the house, and that's it. But in reality, some products need time to do their job. And that explains why so many people believe their deodorant has stopped working, when the problem isn't always the product, but the way they use it. And if you remember everything we've seen today, you will realize something incredible. Sweat was never the real enemy. Bacteria were the problem. Advertising transformed that problem into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Millions of people still confuse deodorants with antiperspirants, and most still use them at the least effective time, All of this, hidden inside an object we use practically every day. If this video changed the way you see something so ordinary, hit like and subscribe to MayBor. Because the next object we are going to investigate is present in millions of homes, and the truth it hides is so unexpected that it will make you look at your own house with completely different eyes. The truth is everywhere. You just have to know where to look.